Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server. Yesterday, when the prices were going down, and they are still going down, but yesterday when they were going down like crazy, we were giving you multiple updates an hour. And yeah, I mean, if you want access to these updates and if you want to see what's happening in the market before we actually upload the videos, then make sure to check out the memberships. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this Cardano update. So Cardano is currently getting a move down, which is not unexpected. I did tell you that there was a possibility of this being an ABC structure, and it looks like it was. And yeah, I mean, this support zone has been on the chart for many weeks now, so this should not really surprise you. If you watched my previous videos, I did tell you that at some point we will need a second wave move down, and I did tell you that in the previous cycle, the second wave move down was also pretty deep. I believe in the previous cycle we went down like 40%. I actually want to double check that real quick just so I can make sure. So as you can see in the second wave move down right here, which happened exactly 4 years ago as well, Cardano went down 42% in a matter of 2 days. If you look at what's happening right now, it's pretty much the exact same thing. Cardano is down about exactly 42% and it's now recovering. So yeah, it's kind of funny that it's the exact same percentage as this right here. I mean, of course, the correction that we have right now is taking much longer than what it took over here, but you have to keep in mind that in this cycle, in the previous cycle, we pretty much went sideways in December, just like we are doing right now. So, I mean, it's pretty much the exact same things, and I think that's actually very bullish, because if you look at what happened after that, we had a huge pump to the upside. As you can see here, we were overbought on the daily, we cooled off, we stayed at pretty much the same RSI levels for like a month, and then all of a sudden we pumped, and the pump never stopped for the remainder of the third wave. And like I said, I'm still expecting a third wave very soon. Now I also want to talk about the RSI because I believe it's important, and also keep in mind there is a chance that we get another low and get to like 72.7 cents before we continue, because we are not oversold on the daily chart. And I don't know if we will get to the oversold territory. That's speculative right now. Maybe we won't get to that territory. But if we get to the oversold territory on the daily, it would be the most bullish thing that could happen right now. Now, why am I saying that? Well, because the last time we got to the oversold territory on the daily chart, we were down here and Cardano was at about 27.8 cents. Right now, Cardano is at like 80 cents or so, and we are almost overbought, which is extremely good. I'm sorry, I meant to say oversold, not overbought. And yeah, I mean, this is looking very good. Now, if you look at the 4-hour RSI, the 4-hour RSI is looking even better. We are also oversold right here, and we have not been this oversold since we were pretty much down here at like 30 cents. Well, actually, no, 27 cents. So yeah, this is very bullish, and as you can see, each time we got to the oversold territory on the 4-hour, we had at least some kind of short-term pump, or we did not go down too much after that. As you can see here, the last time we were oversold on the 4-hour, that's when the pump happened. Now, of course, this was theoretically the last time, but you know, this was an ABC structure, so of course we formed another low right here. I also wanted to look at the bull market support band. We are still above it, and I believe we will test it very soon. Now, of course, we don't have to do that, but maybe we will, because some altcoins are doing that right now. Some of the altcoins actually dropped below it, which is not really bullish, but if they manage to get back above it, then it's gonna be okay. Cardano could test it as well, and I mean, the bull market support band is at like 64 cents right now. That, in my opinion, would be the worst case scenario right now. I don't really want to see the price drop below the 0.382 extension. But like I said, there is a chance that that happens, and if it does happen, it's going to be okay as long as we stay above the bull market support band and as long as we stay above the 50% extension of the first wave move to the upside. So I'm still expecting a third wave very soon. It will most likely happen in January and not in December. And I mean, we are just copying what we did in the previous cycles. Now, I also have to mention that Bitcoin is currently going down. I mean, this is why the altcoin market is also going down right now. Bitcoin is getting a fourth wave move down, and yeah, I mean, this could be in already. I cannot confirm that yet, but like I said, if we get to the target region right here, between 91k and 75k and we touch it, that could be counted as a fourth wave move down, which means that we will need another high to complete the main third wave of the cycle for Bitcoin. But keep in mind, I mean, the move that we have right here is not really enough to confirm that a fourth wave is happening, and the third wave could overextend anyways. And also, I'm still expecting Bitcoin to be at $120,000 by the end of the year. I know that sounds crazy, there are like 10 days left of the year, but I still think it's possible. If you look at the Bitcoin monthly returns chart, December is currently red. In the previous halving year in 2020, Bitcoin went up about 47% in December, and in 2016 it went up like 30%. Now, I also want to look at what Bitcoin did in December for the first 20 days, because I believe that's also something that you need to know. So, exactly at the exact same time of the cycle 4 years ago, Bitcoin was actually getting a correction and it was at approximately $21,000. And what happened after that? Well, after Christmas, Bitcoin went from about $24,000 all the way to about $30,000 in a matter of a few days. And I know that does not seem like a lot, but if you actually look at how much this was a 30% pump in a matter of 6 days. Well, actually 34% pump. So yeah, these moves happen very, very quickly, and when they do start, they don't stop for a long time. Let's also look at what happened in 2016, because I believe that's also very important. As you can see, in 2016, even though it does not look like it, we also had a correction. We went from about $920 all the way down to about $860. And like I said, it does not sound like a lot, but that's actually a 6% drop. And I know 6% back then was not really a lot, but 6% right now is actually a lot. And if you look at how much Bitcoin went down in the past 2 days or so, Bitcoin is down like 15%. And that's not really a lot. Now, of course, 6% is not the same as 15%, but I just want you to understand that these moves that we are getting right now are normal because we are in a bull market. Also, Bitcoin is no longer overbought on the daily chart, which is also very good. And if you look at the weekly, it's no longer overbought on the weekly either. Now, as you can see, we are currently fighting with the moving average on the RSI, and there is a chance that we get a pump right here, so we can bounce. And yeah, I mean, things are still looking very good. Now, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, Bitcoin dominance is actually going up right now. And it looks like we will get a new cycle high by the end of the year on the Bitcoin dominance chart, just like we did in the previous cycle. Now, I was not expecting this to happen, to be honest, but it was a possibility, and I did tell you this a couple of months ago. I did tell you that there is a chance that we go down in November, and then we hit a new cycle high in December, just like we did in the previous cycle, and it looks like we are doing that right now. We are already at 59% dominance, and we are above the bull market support band, which means that the altcoins will most likely not be able to go up too much, but keep in mind, there are some altcoins that will most likely go up during this time, just because not all altcoins are affected by this chart. The most affected coin is obviously Ethereum, and then there are the other coins that are in the top 20 coins on CoinMarketCap. So this is pretty normal in my opinion, and even if we get a new cycle high in December, I'm still expecting Bitcoin dominance to drop in January just because we had a cross on the bull market support band. And usually when we get a cross on the bull market support band, 48 days after the cross, we get rejected and we get an altcoin season that lasts for months. We did that in 2020 and we did that in 2016 as well. I'm not gonna repeat this again. I think you already know what I'm talking about. So yeah, don't get too concerned, because no matter what happens, doesn't matter if we get rejected now or if we put a new cycle high on the Bitcoin dominance chart. All I know is that it will most likely go down in January, because that's what it does every single cycle. So whatever happens here does not really matter in the long term, to be honest with you. Now, if you are a trader, I do not suggest trading right now, because the market is, let's just say, untradeable right now in my opinion, because nobody knows where it will go. So maybe stay away from that, but of course that's not financial advice. And like I said, I cannot wait to see Cardano on the oversold territory on the daily chart. That would be the best thing to see right now. And yeah, like I said, don't look at the charts all day. That's my job. And check out the memberships if you want access to these charts and if you want access to the Discord updates. And that's all I have for today. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.